Yeah, it's up.
I'm ready for this worship.
Oh, we got 2 months. All right, sorry about that.
Oh, we just passed.
You all set with your committees?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, oh, you all
Oh, yeah,
set?
yeah.
Rob, you all
I've
set?
already talked to Tracy, he's in trouble.
Okay.
Live.
All right.
Just like Mama.
If not, she'll text me and let me know. She does everything we do. She gets my paycheck.
That's right. You're on the end.
So it's for mine.
Ryan, I gotta sign off. Yeah.
I'm not. We're saying that.
At least I wasn't standing in the hall. The reason why it's so late is to pay Kabuki bill for the sidewalk. We're gonna get it back. I really don't want to. You can start. The job card, how, you gotta have those.
Both do, yeah. Yeah, Bob does too.
All right, well, we take that. So,
What is that afternoon?
they don't change any. They haven't changed any since we already looked at the bills. Post time?
You ready?
All right. Pam, you ready?
Mhm.
Call this meeting to order. Welcome everybody tonight at the town board meeting. Pledge allegiance led by Councilman Combs. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everybody tonight. The first item of business, approval of the minutes of the January 14th meeting. Motion by Brian,
I'll second.
second by Jock. Any questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. We'll go right into our reports of officers. Town clerk.
January 2026. Well, let's see, marriage license fees of $17.50, photocopies of $11.75, certified copies of $80, landfill fees and punch cards, $15,125, short-term rentals, $4,800, dog licensing, $100, septic permits, $25, bringing the total local shares remitted to $20,159.25.
Okay, supervisor's report for the month of January. Total monies on hand, $3,578,854.14. And I'd really want to send out a thank you to all the taxpayers who have paid their town taxes. We were able to accomplish the warrant for the town. It was all paid up before the end of the month, which is good. And now we're just collecting money that goes to the county. So I want to thank everybody for paying their taxes on time. Assessor's report.
Move on to the new thing.
So whoever wants to read it, you can read it. Robert.
Exemption renewals for senior citizens are mailed out early January. As of this writing, many seniors have already returned the renewal forms. As a reminder, all new exemptions and renewal applications are due by March 1st. Due to law signed by the governor in December of 22, municipalities throughout the New York State are now required to send additional second notices to property owners, advising them that they may qualify for a low-income senior exemption. The first notice regarding senior exemptions are on the back side of the January property tax bills. This law requires that every residential property owner receive a second notice regardless if they already have the exemption or do not qualify. The law states that these notices need to be sent 30 days prior to March 1st. To comply with this dictate, second notice postcards were mailed out Thursday, January 29th, in order to conform with the 30-day requirement, and all 1,060 notices were sent. Analysis of sales over the past few years indicates the residential property values in Warrensburg, as well as other neighborhood towns, are still on the increase. However, sales volume is down as compared to previous year cycle. We are working with Office of Real Property Tax Services to finalize the town's 26 equalization rate.
Okay, you can go right with justice, please.
Okay. Judge Fisk had, for January, 63 cases, $5,370 in fine, $160 in fee, $1,629 in surcharge. Judge Ferrillo had 69 cases, $4,088 in fine, $182 in fee, $1,956 in surcharge. Total new cases for January were 86. Total received January, $14,132.50. Town share is $6,460.
All right. Going to landfill, Scott.
Okay, landfill, breakdown of the revenue from 2025. Total revenue for the total year was $97,087.37 in the black. It's really good.
Planning.
No report.
Yeah, we didn't,
Sorry, guys, I didn't get that.
we didn't get the planning.
No.
Code enforcement. Jim?
Renewed 15 short-term rental permits. Advised the fire company of all issued burn permits. Received a complaint about 25 Karen Street, wood processing at this location is a violation of the zoning. The issue was addressed last spring and was removed. It started back up again. I can claim they burned wood unfounded. Made several trips and at various times of the day, took photos of the operation, had the owner in court. They asked for a trial, which was set for February 4th, 2026. Consulted with the town attorney and sent them all the collected photos and information. Covered the planning administrator's position while she's off. Set aside all information so she could take care of it when she's made her limited trips into the office. All is working well and the taxpayers are being supported. Finally contacted by phone short-term rental permit holders that last chance to renew. Some had sold their property, some have renewed. Once the ones that did not reply or filed and will be monitored for rentals. I attended the FEMA floodplain meeting in Lake George. Requested a copy of the presentation, which I printed and have bound for future reference. Went to Warren County Clerk and Real Property Officer Research Properties and discussed with Attorney Cassane 25 Karen Street in preparation for trial on February 4th, 2026.
Highway.
Yet another busy month for January with our biggest snowstorm of the season so far, falling on the 25th. We have continued maintenance on all our vehicles with no major issues or concerns to report. It's been a much colder trend. We've been routinely checking our major culverts to ensure they don't freeze and create water problems. We have kept up with the snow and ice removal from our busier streets and around town and around the school. Respectfully submitted, Pete Madera.
The following reports will be posted on the town website: beautification, historian museum, parks and rec, and water and sewer. Communications, it was very unfortunate news about the Grand Union store closing on Main Street. I've asked the Chamber of Commerce to put out feelers to see if anyone would be interested in locating there. We talked with Suzanne today. She can put out a few more letters to see if anybody's interested. We're also gonna call the EDC of Warren County to see if they can try to put some feelers out. It's very unfortunate. It's been a grocery store there as long as I can remember, so. Library, you want to give your report now?
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you, Ms.
I'm Susan Matzner, and I'm the library board secretary. On Monday, we had a sprinkler malfunction, and we had a flood of the upstairs that went into the downstairs or basement. We are working with first response to mitigate, and we're also working with our insurance company to, obviously, to make repairs. We are going to be closed to the public for a while. We don't know how long. We did get our electricity turned back on yesterday. Everything had to be turned off because of the flood. And our Wi-Fi is back on as of yesterday, so anyone in town needs to use the Wi-Fi. The library Wi-Fi is available. We will let the public know via Facebook when we plan to reopen. We are also asking that people do not try to return books. Right now, everything is very wet. We're trying to work to make sure that we can get things closed up or cleaned up. And people need to, there will be no fines for anything that's delayed as a result of the closing. If people want to return things, they can return to other Southern Adirondack Library systems like Lake George or Crandall. So we want to thank the fire department and everybody who responded and helped us mitigate the damage as quickly as possible. And we have an emergency board meeting tomorrow to see what we can do to take steps forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Old business, we put a legal ad in the paper to sell 75.12 more acres off of the Alton Avenue watershed property. Bids will be accepted on March 11th, no later than 4 p.m. at the town clerk's office. Also, another thank you to Sandy Parisi, who left the post as town historian on October 1st, and I'd like to welcome Myra Volklis, who is our new Warrensburg town historian. And Myra is hitting the ground running, and her hours will be posted on the town website. Let's see. Okay, we received an inquiry about requirements for mass gatherings in the town. We have no local law on the books currently. So I've asked the town attorney to prepare a local law, which you have in your package tonight. And this local law will be discussed at the next town board meeting on March 11th. And that's for your, basically what we're trying to do is, we had a call, somebody wanted to gather with 2,000 to 3,000 people. We're not prepared to handle that. We need to have some controls in place. So we'll discuss it fully at the next town board meeting. You have your packet in there. Next, I have a resolution request from Sterling Commercial Appraisers LLC to appraise the lots on King Street to obtain the value so we can move forward with potential sale for senior housing. The cost to appraise all 5 lots would be $1,600. If I can have a motion to approve that appraisal. Brian, we have a second? Second by Robert. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Okay. Opposed? Carried. And after we put that in the paper, I did have one contractor call me about doing some senior housing, but the first thing is get it appraised and we'll move on with that. I received the Warrensburg AMS financials for 2025, December 2025, and the calls for service for December. It's in your packet. The squad did a total of 2,021 runs for the year 2025. So that's a lot of runs. And financially, they ended up with a balance in their balance sheet. So we'll be getting this report now by the 10th day of the month. Next, I have the EMS contract for 2026. It's basically follows the same one we used in 2025. Are any discussions on the contract?
Yeah, there's this one bullet here. By the 10th of each month, the town will receive a monthly report. So we're going to be receiving a monthly report now, not a quarterly, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's what they said they could meet our criteria. They haven't seen the contract yet, but
Well, are you saying they're going to change it?
any other questions?
No.
A motion to approve the 2026 contract?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Robert, second by Brian. Any further discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. Next, we received actually three grants. And the first grant we received was for $750,000 for the housing, housing repairs. It's the same, it's a carryover. Last time we got this grant was for $500,000. Now they've allowed us to have $750,000. This grant will work the same way the other one did. People will file applications with the town clerk's office. They are scored by an independent group, and then the awards will go out. And I think they're going to carry over some of the applications they already have on hand. But we'll be putting more stuff out in the paper. Tonight, we have the notice of intent to release the funds, and we're asking the Office of Community Renewal to release $750,000 for our community block grant funding for Title I of the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974. These activities are all categories excluding under the HUD regulations at 24 CFR Part 58 from the National Environment Policy Act requirements. It's extensive what they go through for these applicants to get chosen, and then we follow all the rules. Are there any questions from anybody on this?
No.
Okay, that's the first one we're going to talk about tonight. The second one that we have is, it's not on your agenda, but I do have information that was sent to me today from Flatwood. This is the mobile home replacement program. Is open to town residents. We have 2 grants now for mobile homes. The mobile home replacement program is open to town residents who both own a mobile home and land on which it is situated and occupy the mobile home as their primary residence. Eligible expenses include up to 100% of new manufactured home, right size for the number of people in the household, demolition of the existing unit and installation of a new home, well, septic and electric upgrades if needed for code compliance, 4x4 deck for each egress door, temporary relocation, storage of personal belongings. The program cannot pay for increasing the new mobile home size if not necessary of the household size, air conditioning unless for a documented medical need, upgrades to the interior design appliances, etc. without documents of ADA compliance, outbuildings, additions, or porches regardless of existing conditions. For example, if an existing home has a porch, deck, or addition, the program can't reuse or rebuild them. However, the program can install wheelchair ramps with medical documentation and right-size the new home by adding square footage and or increasing the number of bedrooms to safely accommodate household members. No one will be required to downsize the existing square footage of their home. And this program will be run by Flatley Reed, also of Schuylerville, and the total monies, there's two grants, and I think the total monies in these grants are $850,000. So we'll get more information out on that as we get it from Flatley Reed. Are there any questions on that?
Can we get copies of that?
Yeah, I can make you copies, sure. Yep. Let's see. Next, we had a request from the town of Lake Luzerne. 1.25 miles of old stage road are located in the town of Warrensburg. And for many, many years, we haven't had to pay for the upkeep of that road, and they do plow it for us. And this year, with the change of administration over there, they've asked for $5,000 for this year, and then in the subsequent years, us to follow the Warren County mileage rate. And the rate is $9,095.43, but I've got them to do it this year for $5,000 because they're late coming to the thing. And then the road is in our town. So what's the pleasure of the board?
Gotta do it.
We gotta do it, or we drive around way over to Luzerne and plow 1 mile.
Yeah.
So, any other discussions? Does anybody have any questions about it?
We can't take care of this ourselves, the town?
Oh, sure.
It would mean,
But you gotta go.
see, Mealy Pond Road is closed
Yeah.
for seasonal only, so we don't maintain that. That's the only access
Okay.
to it.
Yeah.
So it means sending our trucks all the way around.
So it's on the other end?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, see, yeah, you would go down by, in by the potash, that back way down.
The, just so you know, we have monies that we collect from also roads that we plow, so,
That's right.
so we get this at the same amount.
Yeah, the town pays it, so.
Yeah,
So this for the 2026 for the whole year till December 31st?
Yeah, yes, this would be the 5,000, we'll cut them a check for 5,000, and then next year, if we want to continue, we would pay the county rate.
$9,000.
So is that a motion by you?
yeah.
Motion by Brian, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Jacques. Any further discussion on doing this agreement with the town of Lake Luzerne? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next on the agenda is our annual financial reports for 2025 have filed with the state for the town of Warrensburg and a consolidated health district. And we obviously, the consolidated health district is Warrensburg and Thurman. And there's really not there. We have Dr. Smead is the only paid employee of that. The financial outcome for the town was pretty good. The general fund, we have a little hiccup with the highway fund. And I want to thank the people who heeded what we've asked about the water sewer rents not being paid on time. And we are doing better. We still have some scoffs who don't want to pay their water sewer rents. A lot of people didn't understand by letting it roll over and putting it in their tax bill. They're really not supposed to because they're not taxable. These are fees that we charge there. We're doing much better this quarter. It's starting to come in. We may have to address putting extra fines on the people who don't pay their water on time because, as I said before, our budgets are small, and when you don't collect the money, there is always a chance that you won't be able to do the work you want to plan on. But we did finish the year pretty decent. The warrant for tonight is $875,531.26. Most of that is due to paying the balance of the sidewalk capital account. That's the sidewalks on River Street. And we owed Kubrick, and then they went in and paved River Street. This is a reimbursable amount. It's for $564,822.38, and that money will be coming back to the town of Warrensburg. But all the rest of the expenses are the way we're starting off January. Any questions on any of the warrants? Motion to pay the warrant number 2 for $875,531.26.
That's a big one.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Motion, Scotty?
Second.
Second, Spencer. Any discussions? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. That's all I have for the agenda tonight. I'll open up public comment. Anybody wants to address the board on any item?
I have a question, Kevin. We need to do another resolution to, schedule the public hearing for the maps.
Okay,
Yeah, we did do that.
all right, I forgot that. So, yes, the resolution request.
I'll make a
Brian?
motion for schedule public hearing for March 11th, 2026, 7 p.m.
7 p.m. Jock, second. Any other discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, please come up, state your name for the record.
Barbara Langworthy. I guess this is quite a dilemma, and I've been told that this is the first anybody has ever heard of anything like this.
You can sit. We can hear it.
The problem that we have is when 8 Milton Avenue was sold, and our address got involved. The tax ID numbers, and I've talked to the assessor already. He was talked to there, and then we had to call the state and straighten out everything there last fall. One of the numbers was omitted, so which 8 Milton Avenue had a 1 at the end, and ours did not. So 8 Milton Avenue was 21025 -5-3-1. The 1 got left off. So unfortunately, the state of New York had our property as listed as sold and the STAR program taken away. So when we got our tax bill in September, in the mail, it came through to pay the full amount.
What's the address again?
150 library.
Oh, 150 Library.
Yeah, but it got mixed up somewheres in the sale with 8 Milton Avenue, which was my husband's aunt. Okay?
Yeah.
So we got that straightened out by coming here and questioning, and at that time, nobody knew how to figure it out or whatever. So Katie did figure it out and called before the assessor got here on Wednesday, but we still had to go to the assessor and still get it straightened out. He had to send a form down to the state so that everything went back the way it was supposed to go. So, and then we had to wait for a revised tax bill. So when we got the revised tax bill, we only had to pay the library tax, which was paid. We thought everything was all set because the revised bill showed our STAR discount, everything else. Unfortunately, that's not the case. We have a case where we got a check in the mail Friday from the state of New York with the same exact amount as our school tax bill with it, minus the library tax. So in calling the state of New York, of which the first call, after waiting an hour and a half, we were told that the school tax was not paid. That's why we got the check. So I in turn went to the school and questioned them. Unfortunately, it shows it's paid. All we had to pay was the library tax. So they told me, when I questioned who made up the bills, they told me that everything was done down here through the assessor. So I came down, he was not here. Katie looked, tried to find it, everything else. In the process, mind you, I'm not gonna name any names, I was told I had a receipt that said paid, that cashed the check and do whatever I wanted to with it. Well, first of all, I'm not that type of person. This money is owed somewhere. So today I came in and I saw the assessor, because that's what Katie said to do. He said the same thing when they were looking in their computer, this is paid. That he didn't understand why we got the check. So I said to him, the only other alternative I had was to find out how to return the check. And find out somewhere what happened. Where's this money if I'm paid? because I didn't pay it. And they can't tell me at the school who paid it. So we spent 3 hours today on the phone with the state of New York. After we got through to look at 325, 345, 349. Finally, we got through to them after spending time and waiting, get no answer. They searched their records. Every drop of their records indicates those school taxes are not paid. And I can't get anybody to say either way where, other than they're paid. So in talking to the state, I have to make one more try with the school. I have to make one more try here. And then take the check, deposit it in my account, write a check, send them every drop of paperwork that indicates the first bill where it was wrong, indicate the next bill where it was revised, and that was done, and we got, so we could pay the taxes that they're for the library within about a week and a half.
Can I just ask you a run quick question? Which tax bill is incorrect? The school tax bill?
School tax bill, this year's
Well,
school tax bill.
that's a school tax.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do that in the process, send them all of this. From the school, where they show it's paid, everything. Copy of the check has to go with it, the whole 9 yards, to the New York State Taxation and Finance. But the problem is, when I do that, they will know that we sent it back and there's no questions on our behalf. The other part of the problem is checks and balances. They said that somewheres there should be checks and balances on this end. If it wasn't that we spent the first day with the tax, STAR tax program down there on the phone, and today, with them checking everything all the way back, they know that for years we've gotten that with no problem. We have the enhanced, we don't have to fill out paperwork every year, any of that. That they don't understand how we can be told it's not owed when they didn't pay it. Now, my dilemma is, what should I do? Wait for a bill to come from the school, and then we're gonna have a fight to get it back from the state and have to go through all of this over again?
Was your school tax bill incorrect?
Yes, right here.
No, I mean, what was incorrect on
Incorrect is, they're saying they got the money.
it? No.
Nothing was incorrect. The check adds the same as what we were due for the school taxes, $719.20.
Right, but I mean, what was wrong on that so it didn't get credited to your property?
But we don't know.
I thought you said the property numbers were off.
Originally, but the assessor straightened that out. He filled out a form and sent it to the state, getting us back where we belong.
Last year or this year?
This year. So what we're not understanding is how everything shows that these school taxes are paid with the STAR program, and we only have to pay the library.
Historically, did your enhanced STAR cover 100% of your school taxes
Yes,
in the past?
yes.
All right, so that's what she's,
Years and years ago, it didn't. I think the first couple of years we got it. Didn't cover the whole taxes. But it does now. So the dilemma is, what do we do when somebody figures out what happened about these taxes? My husband and I are on Social Security. We just can't snap it like that.
What did the school tell you?
School told me we were paid.
Will they put it in writing?
the state.
I have I even had her check it. I said, you need to check this. I have the receipt from the
So
school.
what's the state said? You're paid?
The state said they did not pay it.
Right. So that's between the school and the state.
Yeah.
That could be forever.
Well, I think I told you when we discussed it before, I think if I were you, I'd put that money somewhere.
Oh, I have it, and it's not a problem that we don't have it.
Yeah.
I just don't think we need to hold on to something that's owed. I know it's owed, it has to be.
Chances are it's gonna come back to haunt you.
Yeah, if you don't.
You don't wanna wait.
Obviously, I know that.
You don't wanna have to spend time on the phone for 3 hours again. I would put that money somewhere safe and
But
have it at the ready.
still, I don't know, the school doesn't have from us or from the state, except the library got theirs. And I'm stuck with this money. Now, I'm not keeping this money because I talked to the state and they said that at our request, we can send it back to them. But at the other part of the request, that leaves these taxes with a paid receipt on them that there's no money there.
It might be also a typo of the state, because governments get
No,
bigger.
they went through
Well,
everything.
They might think they
Everything.
did.
No, everything. They went down, they told us everything.
Pam, when you got their tax bill, was it,
I have no idea. I didn't look at the town and county tax. Was it re-levied?
it's pretty?
No, it was never re-levied on the
Oh, so we
county tax, or the
So,
property tax. That's what we couldn't understand because we've had to pay all of our taxes at the municipal center before. School, and when we've gotten this,
No, I get it.
tax from the town, property tax, it's always been on here, so we knew we had to pay, the two together. But at this point, they could say tomorrow, they say you send them down today, so that they're sitting with land tax.
And when
And
you
then
went
we
to the
get-
school district and you talked to this school,
Treasurer,
the
Okay.
tax collector.
Yep.
She said they were or were not?
they were.
She's got a receipt.
I have the receipt right here. I made sure she printed it right out. And the envelope that was it.
I guess we could call have you call maybe, Senator Simpson's office and let them burn on it.
Mhm.
They're right in Albany. Just,
I mean, I can understand the first mistake. What happened. Well, I can and I can't. It's two different addresses. One's over here, one's over here. How it happened, I don't know. Because there's two different names there. There's David and Barbara, and then there was Dorothy or something like that. Because I don't know if Roger's name is still on it now.
so we got misconstrued between,
Those two.
Milton Ave.
Mhm.
Was it 10? What'd you say, Milton Ave?
8.
8 Milton. Well, Barb, I'll tell you, let me do some looking and I'll call somebody and see if there's a way we can.
I mean, I'm not gonna hand it over. I want the proof. I want the paperwork. I wanted, I'm just not gonna say, because the assessor told me today I could bring a check up to him and he'd look into it. That check's made out to my husband and I.
Yeah.
I'm not signing the back of it and handing it to anybody and say, here, go ahead. So,
I get it.
I am calling, I told the lady I have a name and badge number that we spoke to. So I told her I would call her. I was gonna come here tonight, find out what I could find out. And I would call her back, and it was Alicia, and her badge is 67904.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't deal with the school taxes or the STAR program other than they have them make out the paper.
But who writes the bill for it?
Our school. The
Because they
county,
sent me, when I went to school first, they told me down here.
we don't write the school tax bills. We don't do that. They come from Warren County. We can check with Warren County. We can check with Real Property.
Well, my
Tax.
husband called Warren County, they had no record of it. They had no record, they couldn't tell us, they said, you don't, as of right now, you don't owe any taxes on your property per se, because they're paid.
No,
in
I understand what
terms
you're
of-
saying. There's a
and like
mix up in the properties and, all right.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a whole different tax collector.
What's the phone number?
there's no re-levy.
No, the only re-levy is the water bills on our property tax.
Okay.
And there's a reason for that I didn't come in here. Put you about. I sent it out, it was well on time, it was like almost a week. We were gone for that week, so I wanted to make sure it was sent.
Yeah.
And that's why our water bills right now are sitting down there, because when we got back, and I have the envelope, the check, everything, and the little note that was on there, that it was late. And it wasn't, because I looked at the stamp on the envelope that they sent back to me that I sent, and I still had 3 days left. So that's why ours are down.
What's your phone number?
518?
Yeah.
232?
Yeah.
1594.
I'll start with our assessor and then, we can call.
I already did.
We'll call a real property tax down down at the county. I'll call them and see what they had for a record when they printed the school tax bills. The
Well,
county,
but like I said, we already called them and they didn't have anything that indicated one way or the other. They told us that we had to come back and do everything here, contact the state. Like I said, we forced the state today, after talking to them the other day, forced them to go through everything, make sure that, you're not just looking at one page on your computer.
Yeah.
I mean, when I came in and talked to the assessor, even yesterday, or when I talked, or Monday when I talked to Katie, had her check the property taxes. She said, "Did you reach property tax bill?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Was there anything with school taxes on there?" I said, "No." I said, she said, "Let me check it, just to make sure." And she checked. There was no levy there for that.
we'll look into it one more time and see. It's between, it's really between the school and the state of New York, but I'll find out. We'll see.
It sounds like you put a tremendous amount of effort into it. I think you're out another $400 on top of that.
Well, I told them, I'm calling them tomorrow and telling them, because I'm not keeping this. I want it gone.
Okay.
So I said, by tomorrow,
Okay.
if I don't get the answers I need tonight, tomorrow morning, the check goes in the envelope with a copy of all of this, and, because that's what they want, and I'm going right to the post office, and it's gonna cost me for a registered letter to make sure that somebody in this tax department signs for it.
$8.65.
Is that what it's gonna cost me? No problem.
I think that's what every now and then you gotta send them out registered.
Oh, yeah, I'm saying, something like this, I would send registered start.
We'll check into it. in the
But
morning.
I just don't want to know, because this is going back. I don't want any
So-
more
so you-
responsibility.
You got a check back from the state of New York because it said your school taxes were double paid.
Well, they say they're not paid. They never paid them.
I got you, okay. Well, we'll see if we can't reach somebody, figure it out.
I mean, hey, I'm not kidding you a bit. I got a copy of that check right here.
All right. We'll find out.
So by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, that money, my check, they're gonna be in the bank. My check on its way to Albany. So, I do expect answers, but then it's gonna be a fight with the school to collect it down there, because we can't put it out.
Yeah. We'll just have to see if there was a problem with the bill.
But I never want to walk in here again with something like this.
Now, do you have your original school tax bill with the right address on it?
Not the. No, I don't have that one with me. I brought all the receipts and the original showing proof that what happened to start with, and then the revised that they gave me at the schools. And the others with the other paperwork I have at home.
I think the first thing you'd have to go back and dig out the original bill and see what the address was on it.
What do you mean, original bill for?
Well, in September, we normally get billed our school tax bills.
Oh, this is the first one that came.
Is that September?
Yes,
Is that the right address or wrong address?
right address,
153?
950. David and Margaret.
And that doesn't make sense. Okay, we'll look into it.
But I never want to have to walk in here again and have somebody butt in when I'm trying to talk to something else and tell
You're on
me
the record.
to cash the check because I have 2 paid receipts. That is not right.
Okay, we'll look into it.
Thank you. You will call me on this?
Somebody will call you in the morning.
All right, just so that I know on that end, because like I say, I'm sending it back, so we're gonna have to.
If you don't wanna wait, you do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'll have the copies
This
of
is the
everything.
first time I
we're
heard of it, and we gotta
you
go back
know,
and look at these
Well,
taxes.
you're shocked, so am I.
Okay, all right, very good.
It's an odd one.
Yes. Anybody else tonight wish to address the board on any subject? Nobody? Well, thank you all for coming out, and motion to adjourn.
Yes.
We are 7:45.
My pleasure.
Go ahead.
That's weird.
More than likely, it'll never be fixed.
Well, I think what you're gonna do is look at the original bill. It's at $8. Yeah, I'm never gonna get my school taxes paid by anybody. I don't get the answer. I'll never say.
I'll never see it.
Never.